was really liking that game too. Oh well. Yo, what's good? Black Pilgrim here, and it's kind of crazy, right? I did not expect this game to fall off that quickly. I mean, usually when on release they do really good, and then after a while they kind of fall off, and I was kind of expecting that, but like with Infinatu constantly posting games about this, like about Shonen Unleashed, I didn't expect it to fall off that quickly. Like damn, like at 200 players is really crazy. Like I don't know. I mean, the ABA is updating a lot, so I'm not surprised. But like this game's, I don't know, is just feels a lot more better. But anyways, this is just like a follow up video, basically. And in this video, I'll just be talking about mainly why Shonen Unleashed is failing, instead of talking about why Shonen Unleashed is doing better than its competitors. So basically the same thing. All right, moving on. When you take a look at all the other Roblox games out there, all but one, Shonen Unleashed, stands out from the rest of the crowd. I mean, it has various flaws, but compared to all the lackluster games out there, Shonen Unleashed, it's just paramount. It stands strong from the crowd, separate, different, or maybe people just don't like the game. People just don't like the combat or whatever they don't like. But I chalked it down into three fundamentals, or three simple points, basically. Familiarity, lack of characters, or combat. Basically, my reasoning on why people don't like the game. Let's get into that right now. Okay, starting off with familiarity, or what people are naturally accustomed to. People naturally gravitate towards things that they find familiar or, well, similar, making it hard for players to even try something new, such as Shonen Unleashed, which, even with the combat being a little bit different, that's just enough for people just to drift them away. Combat is just an example. I'll get into that later, as I mentioned. But yeah, that's one of the various things to even make people try something new, because it's human nature for people to not try something that they're not accustomed to, because it's, well, the unknown, it's different. So it's mainly safer for people just to try something that they're common to, like ABA's combat has, it's been a while, for way longer than all the other games that's try to compete with it. And for people to try something new that it's which is Shonen Unleashed, for example, it just the vibe that it gives just is enough to people to make it's enough to make them drift away, despite its various similarities. I actually have a quick little example to show you. So, for example, let's say you're going to a store, and for whatever case you're buying meat. You're more likely to buy the meat that you are more familiar with, or with a brand that you're more common seeing, than some other off-brand meat. For example, like, I don't know, like Diddy Incorporated meat. You'd rather buy the Diddy Incorporated meat than the other off-brand meat that you have no idea what it's like. It's just human nature, and what you see is just typically what you're gonna have a lot more of attraction to. Like why ABA is doing better than Shonen Unleashed, because people prefer the combat, or just are a lot more familiar with the hits done and everything else in ABA than Shonen Unleashed, which is why they stick with ABA, despite it having vastly different system that it can be seen as better. But I'm not gonna get into that, so I've already gone into that in my last video. Wink. All right, moving on, we have lack of characters. With lack of characters, there's, well, very little people to play as it is, and that can make the game feel really empty, especially when most of the characters are people that don't even want to play. I mean, you can genuinely assume what most of the characters are going to do anyways. For example, like Goku, Naruto, Luffy, basically the main top four. They're pretty simple, and we already know what they're going to do and what they're already going to have. So the other characters are what other people are mainly are going to gravitate towards, sorry, like Guts or Saitama, or any other characters such as that. But due to the lack of the roster, as you can see, there's even a bunch of empty space here. It can really make the game feel like there's not a lot to do, and there's really not a lot to play. Like when you put the rosters side by side, ABA and Shonen Unleashed, you can really see the vast variety of characters and the many options you can choose. Even a miscellaneous section that has many different characters you can choose from there, and that generally what keeps people attracted to ABA and just keep wanting to play it. Not only that, they have characters that people actually want to play, and have a suggestion channel that people can suggest characters, so then those characters that people want, they can play. Shonen Unleashed, I'm not really in the Discord right now, so I can't really say if they have that or not, but if they do, then that'd be a really nice system. But if they don't, they should really get on that. Alright, lastly, we're ending this with Shonen Unleashed and its combat. Well, its combat is pretty sluggish and can be seen as slow due to the hit stun, which is the red hue on your indicator. You can see the hit stun is very extended and pretty long compared to ABA, which has players coming from ABA to Shonen Unleashed pretty unfamiliar due to the stun and how it can be seen as pretty slow due to how you can even delay your M1s to a point where you can have your skills come off cooldown, which shouldn't really be a thing, but it's viable in this game due to the stun and the way the game is worked or encoded, I guess. Another thing is the double jump,
I like
which
these
whenever you
things.
double jump and land on the floor, it can be pretty seen as pretty slow, which
Very
that's also
nice
an ABA has
compared.
too, but it's a lot more visible here due to the animation. Um, Another thing as well is the perfect block system. The perfect block system has players thinking that, hey, I can parry anything if I time it correctly, or any guard break, which is no, you can't. Sadly, you cannot do that. But since that's not really stated, it's shown in the tips, but that's you have to play the game to know that. And that part is players don't really have the patience in order to try out to learn all the perfect block timings. Another thing is the combat is just not a lot of creativity you can do compared to ABA. Just even channels on ABA where they're just dedicated to finding certain combos of many different characters or extending combos with characters, which can have players just sitting in lab training to find different combos and discover different things, which is a lot more investing and a lot more, I guess, somewhat engaging to the player base compared to just having the all the skills be like, I guess, what's the word I can use? I guess like restricted in a sense, because everything is kind of set for its certain purpose. Either the skills knock you away or you can't combo extend because they ragdoll. So there's not a lot of creativity you can do in Shonen Unleashed in its combat compared to ABA, where you're able to create certain combos due to the stun. But in this game, everything is super slow due to the extended hit stun whenever you get hit, making it hard to even do anything really, and makes the game feel kind of constricted, but I guess consistent. But people don't really see that, and it's not really the point. The point is that you can't do much with the combat, and that's what sadly leaves us with. And that covers all three of my points. To be honest, I don't really think Shonen Unleashed is a bad game, but some people say it is, so to each their own. But AB has been like a kind of staple on the platform. It's been on the game since 2018. It's like I said, it's what people are typically familiar with. So to play something else that really is trying to be unique doesn't really entice players, especially when like the unique factors doesn't really appeal to them. And overall, and they already have a game that that they're really a lot more accustomed to. They're just gonna keep playing that. So it is all just a matter of just um, whatever the players like, I guess. I mean, the game kind of have like a stable player base. Like as I've been looking, the game has like a consistent 200 players, and whenever updates come around, people make videos on it, and it spikes up to like 2K players. So overall, I guess whenever they do update the game and add characters to it, people will come back to it. So I guess it is just like a lack of characters and not really the combat, since they have a consistent player base that keeps playing the game for its combat, even though the combat is similar to ABA. It's basically the same thing. But besides that, we can see. I mean, we'll see how the game turns out from here on out. But it'll probably be only positive as they add more characters. But that's really all I have to say. Sorry for my stuttering. I'm kind of retarded. And take care. Peace.
折れた淡い翼君は少し青すぎ
This is me editing over because I forgot to actually mention one more thing, and it's actually the stun mechanic. Because I have a feeling a lot of the ABA players don't really understand like the stun mechanic in Shonen Unleashed, and that's because like for example, if your character is glowing red, you have hyper armor, you cannot be hit. If your character is glowing yellow, you have super armor, and you can get the armor broken if you use a skill. Because I have a feeling a lot of ABA players just kind of run in there thinking that they can use a skill while another one's going off, and they just get hit through it and then call the game bad. Um, because in ABA, there's skill cancel, but only for certain skills, and some skills can get still play like while you're getting hit, so it's very confusing and weird. But yeah, that's the thing I forgot to mention.